My name is Maddie. I'm basically just one fucked up individual who might have some encouraging words for other fucked up individuals. So, I'm basically here just to talk about my experience, more like my struggles, things that I've overcame, and things that I'm still trying to overcome as a woman who is in recovery. I was an addict. Well, I am an addict. I haven't used in about 6 years now. Basically every drug that you could think of, I've done. In every way that you could think of, I've done. I have no shame. I say things that if you don't like it, then, eat a dick. But if it helps you, then super. That's the goal anyway. Today is just weird. It doesn't matter how long since I've used, I'm always going to be an addict till the day I die. I think I've permanently messed up my brain to where it no longer creates dopamine on its own anymore. So I'm basically miserable all the time. But that's okay because I have a good life. And more importantly, I can give my kid a good life. I was homeless, sticking needles in my arm, just being a terrible person in general. And, I had to do some things that I'll tell you about my journey, and it might help you, and if it doesn't help you, that's fine too. To each his own, and everybody's journey in recovery is different, but, it's hard with females, especially with our children. There's a lot of things that hold us back, codependency, abusive relationships, and today I just want to say that, specifically women, but anybody, if you're in a position right now where you think, this is too hard, or I can't do it, or what's the point, or you have a partner that maybe says you can't do this without me, all that's bullshit, because you can do it. You can do it. It's possible. It's never too late. If I can quit, you can quit. Absolutely. I remember sitting in a jail cell looking at the jailer thinking, I could never have a job like that. And now I have an amazing career. I'm opening up my own business. I'm a homeowner. So it's never too late. Anyway, if you have any questions about what I've done or how I've dealt with things, I'd be happy to answer them. I would say the first thing, it's so cliche, but the first thing is admitting you have a problem. That's true. But I had to get the fuck out of Dodge, man. If I would have stayed in my hometown, I never, ever would have been successful. And yes, it's true that there's going to be drugs or problems no matter where you go, but if you can go to a town where you can hit up the Walmart without running into 3 people that want to sell you a bag, that's a problem. So that's kind of the idea. Anyway, I made the decision that I needed to go to rehab. Woohoo! But finding the right treatment facility is super important. There's different ones for everybody, different insurances, but even if you don't have insurance, there's programs that you can apply for that will help pay for it. Inpatient, outpatient. I recommend inpatient, absolutely. And I also recommend not co-ed. If you're a female, go to an only female treatment center. If you're a male, go to an only male center. And there's a million reasons behind that, but nobody needs any distractions. You need to focus on yourself, and the main goal is healing, because I'm sure that there's trauma. I'm sure there's mental health issues that need to be addressed, which also brings me to my next point, finding a dual diagnostic treatment center that will also help you with your trauma, your PTSD, get you on the right medication if necessary, and also deal with the addiction part at the same time. Don't do 30 days. What is 30 days? That's basically you're going to gain a few pounds back and get some sleep. I went to an opioid-based treatment facility that was 3 months long, inpatient. And that's what I needed, 3 months. And then I went to a 9-month program after that. So all around it was a year-long program. I'll talk more about what the program offered in a different episode or whatever. But one thing that, holds a lot of people back, and that was hard for me too, is I had a baby. You know, how am I supposed to go to treatment when I have a baby? And you feel like a bad parent because you don't want to, give up your kid. But especially while they're young, I hope that you can at least find a good family member who would be willing to help in the situation while you go and make yourself better. And, there's nothing more selfless in being a mother than saying, I can't provide for you right now. I cannot give you a good life right now. The better decision is for you to go with grandma and grandpa or whatever until I go get better. Then I can be a good mom for the rest of my life for you, right? So you really got to put your pride down, and it's hard and it hurts. And it was the worst day of my life, pretty much, that I think I can ever remember, of that day where I had to say, here, watch her so I can heal. But it was the right thing to do. And, setting a better example so your kids don't follow in our same footsteps is huge. Breaking the link, right? My mom passed away when I was 10 years old because of her addiction, and I pretty much made up my mind I wasn't going to do that same thing to my daughter. So anyway, I think that's it for today. I think I'm going to get a little daily readings book. We can go over daily reading every day and talk about my interpretation on that. And, you can do this. Smile.